As far as rock guitar goes, to me it's just Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, and then Eddie. You know what I mean? And I mean, when Eddie came out, it just bam. You know, I mean, just like he didn't knock the door down; he just completely destroyed it.
I even researched back then was the actual grill cloth of an amp, you know, because I used to like the thicker stuff because it would take some of the high end out.
Yeah.
You know?
It rolls off.
Yeah, in the old club days, I used to take that stuff that you tack on the wall in a recording studio, that egg carton kind of foam stuff. I used to have a slab of that, and I would duct tape it to the front of my cabinet because I felt bad for the people sitting right down front, you know, sitting there sipping their little Mai Tai or whatever the hell, with the cabinet sitting about 3 feet away from their head. Yeah, sounds kind to them. I think it has to sound warm and sustaining.
So along comes Ed Van Halen and puts his hands on a guitar and absolutely transforms it into something that no one knew you could do it that way.
I remember the first time I ever heard Van Halen. I must have been 15 or 16 in high school, and it just blew me away, man. It floored me. I'd never heard anything like it in my entire life. And me and Dime had just started playing, and it was in the early stages of Pantera, and Van Halen was a huge influence on us. In particular, Eddie and Alex, you know, they were just kind of what me and Dime mirrored ourselves after. And I just remember there was so much excitement, exuberance, vibrance in the music. And then, of course, they had their own very unique sound that no one else had at the time. And it really motivated me and my brother to play music, and I'll never forget it. It was a very important time in my life.
I mean, Eddie's just a super creative guy, so I mean, the bottom line is the side of the playing.
What I learned from this experience was basically how Ed got his sound and how much the amplifier really did play a role in that. And I was a little bit surprised by that. I mean, I'd known about how he had gone about things just by what I had read, you know, being informed, things like that, but I had no idea how much of the impact. And so that was probably the biggest thing I took out of this experience as far as approaching amplifier design.
Like I said earlier, it's very difficult to explain tone to someone. Once you joined the team, I think after 2 weeks, he had something that was much closer. It was a breakthrough. But the most important part of an amp to me are the transformers.
Transformer was the key.
That's a proprietary transformer to the 5153. Yes. It's not available anywhere else. You can't buy it and stick it in another amp. So
that's correct.
I like a guitar amp to thump, you know?
Yeah.
So it breathes, you know, which is a bit of compression and this and that, you know, that adds sustain. You know, when you stand close to the cabinet, it's actually pushing air. It's not like chucking razor blades at you. It's not hard.
That was another thing that I learned quite a bit from Ed was the sustain. Mm-hmm. Sustain was the big key to your sound, and you know, so that definitely gave direction as far as how to shape the preamp.
It's like it doesn't hit you down here or up here. You know, it's kind of in the chest. You know, you can feel it and vibrates it. Yeah. One of the things that I still to this day don't know how he achieved it, but how rapid fire, the channel switching works, because every other amp, that I've been involved with building, you always got to, it's kind of like punching in when you're overdubbing. It's like 1, 2, 3, you got to.
It's like a hiccup.
Yeah, you have to anticipate where to hit that switch so you don't hear the actual mechanical switching of it. Right. This thing, it's right on the money.
It's definitely a design completely a different way than other foot switch designs that I have done in the past.
So you took some chances on this.
Yeah. I mean, it
wound up on the good side.
Yeah, that's my man. Got to take chances.
Yeah.
Taking a guitar and turning the amp full up and laying it down in front of the cabinet and just letting it scream. I think everyone at Fender was blown away because when they left, I think if you remember, I put a guitar down by the cabinet.
I remember it.
And turned the amp all the way up and just waited for it to feed back. I said, okay, let's go. And we're halfway out the studio, and everyone's looking at me like, aren't you going to turn the amp off? And I said, no, that's how I crash test my stuff. And they came back a month later, and the amp was still on. And without blowing.
So it can sustain for a month.
Yeah.
Continuously.
I think we did that 3 times.
Yeah.
Every time we made a change, okay, come back in a month. Let's see if it holds up. We literally dragged this thing to Halen back, and it would not blow up. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of Mike for building a brick shit house that just would not blow up.
Right.
Just like transformers and so many other things in the amp. The Celestion 12-inch speaker is unique to the 5150. I've been a tone chaser all my life, and this is the ultimate amp. It's a culmination of everything I've ever done. You don't have to make the music I make in order to enjoy the 5153. It'll blow your mind on any setting.